Hi everyone, my name is Brian Cooke. Today I want to talk about why our schools need to fundamentally change how they handle student mental health. I want to start with a statistic that's honestly hard to wrap your head around. According to the Learning Policy Institute, as of 2025, over 50% of students reported feeling persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or being completely overwhelmed. Statistically, half of the people watching this video are likely dealing with these feelings right now. The big issue is that even though the numbers are high, we still treat mental health like a secret or something to be ashamed of. My do better goal today is to show that schools need to stop just talking about mental health in the abstract and start actually helping students in a way that matters. We don't need more awareness posters or generic emails. We need real, accessible support. We're talking about students and adults who are under an incredible amount of pressure every day. We're expected to balance heavy course loads, financial stress, and personal lives, all while trying to figure out our entire future at the same time. The American Psychological Association notes that while teachers and faculty see these problems in their classrooms every day, they often don't know how to help. They aren't trained as counselors. So the default is usually just to keep moving forward with the curriculum while students are silently falling behind. Many of us feel like we have to hide our stress just to keep up with our grades. We've been conditioned to believe that our GPA is more important than our actual well-being. To understand why this is so important, we have to look at the psychological foundation of learning. A common tool used to understand human motivation is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which argues that people cannot reach their full potential if their basic needs aren't met first. In a report by Western Governors University, education expert Nancy Burrell explains that psychological safety is a basic need. When a student's mental health is failing, their brain shifts into survival mode. You cannot expect a student to focus on high-level academic achievement if they are struggling with a foundational sense of safety. By ignoring mental health, schools are essentially asking us to build a house without a solid foundation. A major cause of this crisis is the culture of perfectionism that has taken over modern education. We aren't just competing with ourselves. We are competing with a digital world of constant comparison. According to research from Child Mind Institute, the rise of social media combined with hyper-competitive college admissions has created an environment where students feel they can never truly turn off. This constant state of doing rather than being leads to chronic burnout. When schools focus only on performance and ignore the person behind the desk, they contribute to a cycle where students value their output more than their existence. We need to be better by redefining what success looks like. It should include being a healthy human being, not just a high-achieving one. We also need to recognize that mental health isn't just in our heads. It's a physical health issue. The Mayo Clinic reports that constant stress and untreated anxiety can lead to long-term physical problems, including heart disease, a weakened immune system, and sleep disorders. When a school ignores a student's mental health, they are ignoring a physical health risk. If we had a student in a classroom with a high fever or a broken bone, the school would insist they get medical attention immediately. Yet, when a student is drowning in anxiety or depression, they are often told to keep pushing. We need to treat mental health with the same medical urgency as physical health. Part of the solution involves the people watching this video. We can't always wait for a professional to step in. We need to build a community of care. According to the JED Foundation, peer support is one of the most effective ways to reduce student suicide and deep depression. When we check in on each other, we break the isolation that mental health relies on. Schools need to do better by training students on how to support one another, creating a safety net that exists even when the counselor's office is closed. If the human cost isn't enough to spark change, we should look at the economic cost. The World Health Organization has found that for every $1 put in a scaled-up treatment for common mental disorders, there is a return of $4 in improved health and productivity. When schools invest in our mental health now, they are ensuring a more productive, capable workforce for the future. Supporting us isn't just the right thing to do. It's a smart investment in the future of our society. If we're going to improve the system, we have to address the barriers that keep students silent. First, we need to address the stigma. NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, states that the fear of being judged is exactly what stops students from getting help before things get really bad. Nobody wants to be seen as a person who can't handle the workload. so we stay quiet until we hit a breaking point. Second, we need easy access. Help should be right there on campus. On-campus resources, not somewhere far away or a months-long waiting list, or too expensive to reach. We have to remember that being a good student is basically impossible if your mind is not in a good place. You can't reach your full potential when you are chronically burned out. This isn't just about feeling better in the moment. It's about long-term shift in how institutions value people. In a peer-reviewed study published in Frontiers in Public Health in 2025, researcher Kang Lee and his colleagues argued that university mental health requires an urgent call to action. They found that when institutions wait for a crisis to happen before they provide support, the long-term academic and professional consequences are significantly worse. Doing better means pushing for structural changes, like more counselors in schools, and the official acceptance of mental health days. If we could take a day off for physical illness, we should be able to take a day off for our mental health, without feeling like we are failing or falling behind. The data from the APA, NAMI, the Learning Policy Institute, Western Governors University, and our peer-reviewed research is clear. Students are struggling. We have statistical analysis. Now we need to act and change how we treat each other. Let's make it okay to not be okay. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It's time for our schools to do better, and it's time for us to start prioritizing our own well-being. Thank you for listening.